A woman slipped into a coma after being found unresponsive in her house. Unaware that she could hear him, her husband stood by her side, speaking truthfully as the plug was pulled on her life support. Lindy Brown Pelletier Swap was only 45 years old when her son Stephen found her unconscious in their Arizona home. He immediately called 911, and Lindy was rushed to Banner de Lee Webb Medical Center. For 5 days, Lindy suffered seizures and eventually fell into a coma, where she remained for 12 days, according to the Mirror. Lindy's husband Steve, daughter Amanda, and son Stephen hoped for a miracle. A doctor said there was nothing more they could do and recommended taking Lindy off life support. The tough decision was made to pull the plug, honoring what the family thought were Lindy's wishes. "My family knows I'm an avid organ donor, so when my organs started to fail, they made the decision," Lindy would later explain. As Lindy's family came to say their goodbyes, little did they know that Lindy heard every word. "I remember people talking to me," Lindy recounted. "I remember when people came to visit, my niece reading to me." She also remembered the doctors talking about her impending demise, telling the family what to expect as she inevitably passed away. "Doctors told my family that I'd start to make noises when they turned off life support. It was very upsetting. I couldn't move, couldn't talk, couldn't respond. I could just hear conversations around me and about me," Lindy said. "I remember a doctor opening my eyes, messing with me, and telling my family I wasn't reacting." Lindy knew she had to speak up to save her own life, but she tried and failed. "In my head, it was obvious what I was saying, but it wasn't to them," she explained. Then she found all the motivation she needed in the words her husband laid down and whispered in her ear. Thinking she was about to leave this life, they removed all the tubes as he requested, she recalled, adding that a doctor was waiting to pronounce her dead, while an organ donation team was on standby, ready to take her organs. But her husband Steve wasn't prepared for his wife to leave him. In a whisper, Steve pleaded with Lindy, reminding her of a reality she was about to make everyone else aware of. After 12 days in a coma, Lindy woke up, uttering 3 words to surprise her entire family: "I'm a fighter." She managed to respond after Steve spoke that truth in her ear. "I was finally able to get out, 'I'm a fighter,' which is what my husband was whispering in my ear," Lindy said, recalling the moment she woke up from her coma after being taken off life support. According to the Daily Mail, he kept saying, "I need you to fight." Steve quickly went to the doctor. "My husband said, 'She's doing everything you said she wouldn't do,'" Lindy recounted. In fact, the family said that Lindy was back awake and responding, which was against all odds and what doctors had said would happen. But not realizing what was happening, Amanda came to the hospital thinking her mother was gone. "I looked at her, and she just said, 'Hi,' and I just fell to my knees," Amanda recalled tearfully, describing how she melted down after receiving the shock of her life. Lindy eventually left the hospital, but wasn't out of the woods. Despite her remarkable recovery, she suffered several health problems and complications. Lindy even had to learn to walk and feed herself again. "They released me home with home health care to continue learning everything," she said. She also required numerous follow-up surgeries and hospitalizations and suffered PTSD from the experience. Almost 2 years later, Lindy Brown Pelletier Swap still had no answers as to why she fell unconscious or how she made such a recovery. But there was one thing she was sure of: just because you're not conscious does not mean you can't hear, so you should talk to your loved ones if they're in that situation. They hear you. The experience also left her family with an important message for others too: everything can be taken away. Lindy's son Stephen shared, "Life can change in an instant. One day, everything seems fine, and the next, everything is in disarray. Keep your family close. Cherish every moment. I never take for granted the simple joy of coming home to kiss my mom. So hug your loved ones tight. Remind others to do the same, because you never know when it might be your last chance." What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. Thank you.